It breaks my heart. I mean, if you're a mom and you know your child could die at any given day and they have a horrible disease that needs medicine and the federal government saying you can't have that medicine, it's outrageous.
This is Haley. 3 years ago, she looked like this. Then, a remarkable treatment gave her back her life.
She's walking better. She's having conversations.
You can see her personality. That was huge.
Medical marijuana. But for many, it's also a miracle.
You don't know what chronic pain is until you live it.
MS. Sports injuries.
This has the potential to save people.
Epilepsy.
He was on life support 17 times.
Do you feel like CBD gave you your son back?
Yeah.
It's enormous.
Tonight, the breakthrough new science behind medical marijuana.
Might what you're doing be an answer to the opioid epidemic?
If I didn't believe the answer to that question was yes, we would not be doing it.
There are not this many people that it's helping by accident. I'm telling you, it works.
I'm Lester Holt, and this is Dateline. Here's Harry Smith with Growing Promise.
For years, marijuana users have called cannabis their medicine. And for much of that time, many of the rest of us thought that idea foolish or perhaps an outright lie. Yet in just the last 2 decades, voters or legislative bodies in 30 states and the District of Columbia have declared medical marijuana legal, in direct conflict with federal law, which states marijuana is a Schedule I drug, as dangerous as heroin or LSD, and with no accepted medical use. Well, tell that to these people. A former pro football player.
Cannabis has saved my life.
A lifelong researcher.
It actually does things that maybe no other drug can do.
A U.S. senator.
Let's fix the public hypocrisy.
Parents with severely ill children.
He stopped breathing, and they couldn't get the seizure to stop.
What they have in common is cannabis, a plant brimming with promise. Could demon weed, in fact, be a wonder drug? Could it be a lifesaver? Maybe the answer to America's opioid epidemic.
Compounds in cannabis could really help people come off of opiates.
If you want to get your heart broken, then talk to the parents of a child with extreme, uncontrollable seizures. Thus far, traditional medicine, in many cases, has offered little help, leaving parents to search elsewhere.
I hit rock bottom with her.
Perhaps you'll remember the story of Charlotte Figge, a little girl with a rare and severe form of epilepsy. We introduced you to her 3 years ago, a child who had been so sick and so often hospitalized, her mother began to lose hope.
The hospital said, we don't have anything left to do. We're sorry. You should just go home and deal with this at home.
Go home and watch your child die?
I was praying for her to die because it was so bad to watch. The suffering that she's going through, you just wish for it to stop.
Desperate, Paige combed through the internet, made seemingly endless numbers of calls, and finally found an answer, something called CBD oil, a non-psychoactive compound found in cannabis.
She's catatonic, and I put it in her feeding tube and just waited to see if it would work.
And it just stops?
Yep. Her seizure stopped, and she didn't have a side effect.
The Figges were fortunate to live in Colorado, where medical marijuana was legal. In Virginia, as word of Charlotte's successful